गिरधारी श्री राधा नित माधव लाल जो की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण बलराम जी महाराज की जय। जय श्री राधा गोविंद राधा गोपीनाथ राधा मदन मोहन राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा दामोदर राधा गोकुलन राधा रमन जू की जय। जय नितला पुरुष भक्ति जीवन जनार्दन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूपानु गुरु वर्ग की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
Nam Shastam Anamati Sachiputamatra Sarupam Asasakam Rupurim Maturim Vastavati Radha Kundam Girivarmo Radhika Madhavasya Prapto Yasya Pratikatipaya Sri Guru Tammatasi Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripashindu Bhivacha Putitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama First of all, I have to pronounce Bhagavad Shri Gurudev, Om Vishnupad, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Also, Vaishnavis, Maharaj. So this is the 5th verse of Shikshastra. I Nanda Kanujita Kirtan. I Nanda Kanujita Kirtanam Patitam Ambasavidam Mudu. Kripaya Tava Padapam Kaja Stuti Isaiva Devi Vichinta. Oh, son of Nandama, O Sri Krishna, I have forgotten you and fallen in this dreadful ocean of material existence. Kripaya Tava Padapam Kaja. Please be merciful and put me as a fixed speck of dust at your lotus feet. So yesterday we were discussing at this time, real lamentation comes for falling into material existence. Because only when we realize our eternal Swarup, we can realize how much Maya has cheated us. Nitya Tattvajali Samsana Hijai Keno Bhujana Maya Kiravana. Oh alas, I am Krishna's eternal servant, but Maya has cheated me for millions and millions of births. Therefore, instead of serving the nectarian lotus feet of Krishna, I have been serving this world, serving my mind and senses, serving my lusty desires, the 6 enemies like lust, greed, envy, madness, illusion. And no matter how much I served them, they were never satisfied. Always wanted more and more. Therefore, at this stage of the devotee praise, I want to become which type of dust? Sthiti Duli Vasaya Vichinta, a fixed speck of dust. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur makes 2 points. Here the devotee earnestly desires to achieve the service of the servants of the feet of Sri Krishna. Like Mahaprabhu prayed, Naham Vipro Nacha Namati Nati Vaishnava Sudho Nam Vani Nacha Griyapati Navanastu Kitirva Kintu Pradana Kilam Gopi Pada Kamalayo Dasya Dasana. The devotee never prays to become directly the servant of Krishna. Rather, Mahaprabhu taught us how we should aspire. I am not a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, neither am I a sannyasi, brahmachari, greenhasto, navanasto, vitima, or vanaprastha. Then what are you? I simply want to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the beloved of the gopis. If a real service to Krishna is found in the service of the servants of Krishna. Why? Because in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna makes a promise. Oh Arjuna, I reciprocate according to your surrender to me. Therefore the pure devotees have completely offered everything to Krishna. Therefore Sri Krishna is trying to reciprocate, but he cannot reciprocate completely. The devotees are given up attachment, manasa, deho, geo, jo, kichomora, apila, duapade, nandra, kishore. They've given their minds, their bodies, their speech, their houses, their family members. They have surrendered everything to Krishna. Therefore, even though Krishna does reciprocate with the devotee by surrendering to them also, still Krishna thinks, I could not do enough. I could not repay that debt. Therefore, how does Sri Krishna try to repay that debt? By offering them many gifts, presentations in the form of followers, name and fame, pratishta. This is one way Krishna tries to reciprocate with his devotees. But the devotees are praying Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, Kavita, Vajagadishikamaya. Krishna is trying to reciprocate with the devotees by giving them many things, but those devotees are not accepting anything from Krishna. Then Krishna becomes more indebted, more indebted, more indebted, more indebted. Krishna tries to free himself from that debt by saying, take a benediction, what do you want? But the devotee says, okay, Krishna, give me the benediction, I want to serve you more. Then Krishna becomes more indebted, more indebted, more indebted. Krishna cannot even pay the interest of the loan, what to speak of the principal. And finally Krishna thinks there's no how I can repay the service of my devotee. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj, this is the trap of the spiritual master. The spiritual master will not take anything even from Bhagavan, then what can a jiva do for him? We should not think that by serving the spiritual master we are doing him any real favors. Actually, they don't need our service at all. But out of mercy and compassion, they agree to accept our service. And Krishna thinks, oh, look at that servant of the spiritual master. He is doing what I could not do. I was trying to serve my devotee, I could not serve him. But this jiva, he is serving my devotee. Then Krishna sells himself to this. For that reason, Krishna sells himself to the servant of his servant's servant. Before Duvasa, Narayana said to Duvasa, I am not independent, Bhakte Janapriya. For that reason, Duvasa, I am very dear to the servant of my servant. So Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Nate mad bhakta tejana, nate mad bhakta tejana, mad bhakta nam taye, mad bhakta sita, mad bhakta mata. One who calls himself my servant, he is not my servant. The one who calls himself a servant of my servant, he is my real servant. I am controlled by him, I am indebted to him. Therefore, on this stage, very deeply the feeling comes, I am a servant not just of Sri Krishna, but I am a servant of the servant of Sri Krishna. Again and again we see in prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Brita Sur prayers. Britta Parichadika, Brittasya Brittamriti Smala Lokanath. O Lokanath, O Sri Krishna, you can remember me, who am I? I am nothing else but the servant of your servant's servant. So ultimately in this stage of Ashakti, the question comes, and who is the ultimate servant of Radharani? I just go over it. Who is the ultimate servant of Sri Krishna? That is Srimati Radhika. Therefore in this verse, some mood of a devotee in this stage of Ashakti, the mood comes towards, I should serve the feet of Srimati Radhika. For Krishna bhajana jadi, mati nahi belo, Krishna bhajana tava akarana. If our bhajan of Krishna has not come towards inclination to serve the feet of Radharani, then Thakur Bhaktivinoda says that Krishna bhajan is zero, useless. So finally, by performing Nam Sankirtan, by the grace of Gurudev and Vaishnavas, they calculate this Sudha Sattva in the heart, then that dispels all anathas. Like when we turn on the switch, all darkness automatically dispels. So when Sudha Sattva enters the heart of the jiva, then anathas are dispelled, and the feeling I'm the servant of Srimati Radhika enters the heart. Therefore, for this reason, then this feeling comes to serve not just Krishna directly, that would be incomplete service, but to serve the servants of the servants of the servants of Sri Krishna. Means, who is the servant of Sri Krishna? That is Radharani. Who is her servant? Sri Rupa Manjari. Who is her servant? Rati Manjari. Understand? So this feeling comes towards Sri Guru and Krishna. Therefore, Thakur Bhaktivinoda in his Bhajana Hasya, in his commentary on this stage of Shikshastika, Anarada Radha Chanambhujananu, Anasrita Brindavan Tatmatam Kim, Anasambhasa Tatpata Gambhira Chitam Kim Shanananda Rasa Samadi. Oh, who can taste, who cannot taste Shamras, the nectar coming from Sri Krishna? Anarada Radha Chanambhujananu. That person who has never taken shelter of the foot dust of Srimati Radhika. That person who has never taken shelter of Vrindavan, which is marked by her footprints everywhere. Radha Kara Pada Alavicha Pada Balmike, Radha Padankita Vilas Madhurustalike, Radha Yas Kada Vali Mato Valike, Radha Vipna Vihari Namato. Which Vrindavan? That Vrindavan which is every leaf, tree and branch is touched by her lotus hand. That Vrindavan which is marked by her footprints. That Vrindavan which is completely owned and controlled by Radharani. That person who has not taken shelter of the foot dust of Radharani, or speaks with Radharani's devotees whose minds are very deep, that person can never get the shelter or the service of Sri Krishna. Therefore, this stage, one desires to become, one feeling of the mood of the gopis enters one's heart. At this stage, one takes full shelter of Radharani and her maidservants. Mancha Sri Krishna, Pancha Kalpatarumas chant,
Yantinandasya Gananga Shalaka Shakshurvamitamittasma Shri Gurave Namaha Om Shakalpatarumasya Kripasamudaya Vacha Patitamam Karanam Vaishnava Mukam Karoti Vachanam Pangunam Jayati Yakripam Tamaham Vishnu Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramanadamadam. So Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Jagat Guru, taking the form of a devotee, is taking us step by step in the different moods that we have to develop gradually as we progress in our bhajan. First, he has established the glories of the holy name in the first verse. Then, this is a verse that we're supposed to meditate on the stage of Shraddha, from Shraddha to Sadhu Sangha. Then from Sadhu Sangha to Nishta, we're supposed to meditate on the second verse. Oh, I don't have any taste due to my attachments and my misfortune, because I have made so many offenses, no taste has come. Then it's bringing us to the point of utter humility. I have no qualification even to chant because I have no desire. Then, oh, how should one chant? In a very humble state of mind, considering himself very low, very unqualified, not expecting any respect, ready to give all respects to others. Then the mood is coming, oh, I don't want anything of this world. Then what do you want? In that verse is expressing, oh, let me become a speck of dust at your feet. Here, a speck of dust, also some commentators have said, what type of dust? Maharaj was mentioning this mood of being a servant of the gopis, servant of the manjaris. And then who is coming in the intimate leelas of the Lord, more than the gopis even can go. Oh, manjaris are doing that. So here Mahaprabhu is expressing what's actually manjari bhav. Let me be a speck of dust. Let me, when manjaris go inside the kunj, when Radha and Krishna have the most intimate leelas, then some dust will stick to their feet. Let me be that kind of dust. Here Mahaprabhu is expressing this. Mahaprabhu has experienced all the different levels of love. He has also expressed Manjari Bhav. We see that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, some paintings that are even there. No, Mahaprabhu is there, is witnessing. No, he's not in the mood of Radhika, he's witnessing Radha and Krishna's pastimes in the background, in that mood. So that is also he has tested. No, because Krishna is Rasik Shekha, he wants to test everything. So from top to bottom, he wants to enjoy all the different varieties of love. We know that because he's so Rasik, because he's so full of desire to enjoy different mellows, and it takes so many different forms. No, like children playing, no, oh, you'll be the king, no, you'll be the queen, I'll be your king. Then Krishna becomes Lord Ram and takes Sita as his queen. Oh, let's do some other pastime to enjoy something else. Then he becomes Lord Narayan, she becomes Lakshmi. In that way, to get a variety of enjoyment. So here Mahaprabhu has enjoyed every single aspect of the development of love. And here he's telling us, oh, this is when you come to Asakti. Gurudev says at that time, you have more than Spurti that you had in previous stage. You can see